My thing was I was thinking about going back and get my PhD, right? It's a 4-year program. I think it was $60,000, and I was trying to barter at the university of, can I teach a little? You guys give me a discount, right? And then I thought, okay, I got 2 kids going to college, right? So that's going to be tough. Uh, but this handyman service and listening to you guys, I think I want to scale it. And what I'm hearing is, how do I get myself out there? That's the first thing. So it's coming to me more than me just talking to a handful of agents, to do certain things, make readies, or neighbors help me out doing this. I'm thinking that social media is the way to go. I don't know much about it other than it's out there. So my question would be, how do I get my name out there, my expertise, uh, and how do I start
We have
benefiting from that?
digital people, digital assistants that you can hire. I'm not a big fan of Fiverr. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a
Yeah,
big fan of. I tried that thing and I didn't like it that much. It seemed like everybody was from India,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I I I need you to be able to call it what you want, but I got to be able to communicate with you. But maybe a digital assistant. My best friend at work is a 24-year-old phenom. This guy's a web designer. He's thinking about trash that to pick up, compost stuff for apartments, and he's got like 5 websites going. So
Mhm.
he's kind of like my go-to. What do
Yeah,
you think? Trends. It's like you got to get with the people that are the trendsetters, but I would say a digital marketer, maybe hiring somebody to work with you, to really social media postings and
yeah.
that you got to really get the social media, and things like that but a lot of times if you're out of that generation, it's hard. Instagram, those are big, posting and social media,
Right.
really, really helpful. Like a brand,
Yeah,
brand.
Well, I think
connect something
what
with that.
makes you stand out, Orlando, from
I
the
guess,
rest?
yeah. I want to say, 20 years of experience. I want to say I'm a homeowner. I've owned, houses. I've gutted them. I did all this myself personally. Uh, I'm a nice guy. I'm an honest guy, But yeah, I'm hearing you.
Can you think
But
of any way to stand out from everyone else that's doing it?
I guess it's just maybe. I guess I need to write a bio. But I'm thinking, once you meet me, I'm professional, I'm courteous, I'm kind. I guarantee the
Can
work.
you can you get testimonials and that, or reviews
Sure.
from people
Yeah,
you've done work for,
I'm sure I could. Yeah.
and also get your Google My Business listing up for that?
Yeah.
I mean, people always talk about social media, but where do you first look for anything? You do a search. You don't look on Facebook for a handyman. You don't look for anything
Right.
really. You may look for recommendations from friends, but a basic search for anything is usually done on your phone, and it's usually Google.
Okay.
So
Okay.
um
Yeah. And all this has been word of mouth for the last 2 years.
and anytime you do anything with Google and use any of their services like the Google My Business and some of the other things, like they give you a free web page, even if no one sees it, I would do it.
Okay.
Just because once you use Google things, they kind of give you a little extra love in the
Okay.
search engines.
Okay. Yeah. 'Cause
Um,
I don't have any electronic footprint out there
so
at
if you
all.
need help, let me know, because I'm a verified, trusted verifier for Google.
Okay. Definitely.
I don't think they don't really have that program anymore because everyone does it themselves. But at one time, um, there's a little more effort into doing it. But I also help people with their Google accounts too. So
And then that
Yeah,
kind of
that's definitely the way. First thing people go to is looking at
yeah,
something and the recommendations. I look at what people are saying because I
yeah.
have to be very careful about people. I need a certain. I'm only doing business with certain people right now.
Yeah.
If you've got a bad background and a history, and that's why these companies are purging things left and right, as far as I want to know your reputation. I want to know who you're doing business with, because I don't know if I'm going to
Well,
throw my business into
yeah.
you.
I mean, years ago, it was 5 to 7 touches that you had to make before someone would buy from you. Now it's like 15 to 17
Oh, wow.
touches before someone will buy from you because of the trust issues. We've all been scammed. We've all been,
That's
all seen scams, and we're all mistrustful.
right. I'm not going to invest in people investing in QAnon, and I'm not going to do that.
So
Why
for
would
you,
I
yeah.
fucking kill me? You
So,
know?
so Orlando, I would emphasize that you're in the neighborhood. You live there. You've lived there for X amount of years. You brought up your children, and you've done several businesses there in the city. So you're known
Orlando,
and trusted.
can I ask a couple clarifying questions?
Oh, go ahead.
So Orlando, you're specifically looking to scale a handyman business, right?
That's where it's going to. You're right, Katie. That's exactly.
And are you the handyman?
I am one of, and I have 3 other guys. Yes, there's 4 of us total, and we work in groups of 2s. So it's basically 2 groups going.
And when you say scale, what do you mean exactly?
I was thinking how much is too much. So my scale would be, I would like to maybe get 4 or 5 trucks out there, and me step away from doing the day-to-day chores, where I could run the front office piece, maybe do the estimates. Because if I'm doing the work and then I'm doing the estimates, I don't get home till late, and I start early.
That looks
Yeah.
like training. Like my sister has a cleaning company, so training those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many trucks do you have currently?
2.
And you want 4?
Yeah.
Okay. An opinion, for what it's worth. It appears to me that there are 2 things that you need to be able to scale. One is going to be the systems and the automation inside your operations. Like Yolanda makes a good point about having training, but until you create the company's policies and procedures, you can't automate them and you can't train anybody.
Got you.
So those need to be created in place, and they need to be able to be replicated. But also to scale, the other thing that you need is the capital. So you need to increase sales or make a capital investment. But that's the problem, right? Because if you're the owner and also the technician running the company and delivering the service, your abilities are limited by that. You're the classic example of the owner being the bottleneck, right?
Yep.
So those are a couple operational observations that I'm making about your circumstances. And I think that social could be a good strategy and a good tactic to use to increase your exposure and your lead generation, but you're still going to run into those operational challenges.
Yeah.
But as it speaks to like social, I like the question that Kathy asked you about, why are you the best in your space? I would definitely, leverage your responses to those questions. But another question I'll add to that is, who do you serve exactly? What's your niche?
Yeah.
Like I know that there's a handyman here in my town that serves like, so it sounds funny to say this, but like he serves all the single ladies. Like they call him like the husband, right? If they need help, they call him, like the husband handyman, like I don't, you could specialize in whatever you want to specialize in, but that's what this guy is known for. And so like all the widows and the single ladies will like pass his information around.
Yeah, I've heard other people doing that too.
And when you can define exactly who your niche is, then you know exactly how to answer that question, like, why are you the best? Because, so for example, if you're serving all the single ladies, just in this example for, illustrative purposes. And you have a single lady that comes up to you and says, okay, Orlando, why are you the best? Like, why should I hire you instead of this other person? You know exactly who you're talking to and how to answer that question.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have, like a family, the husband calls you up, he's 30 years old and he's like, I don't know, a stereotypical 30-year-old husband. And he asks you, why should I hire you, Orlando? Your answer is going to be different. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How you respond to that question will be different. And that message is, if you choose to use social media as your strategy, that how you answer that question in social media is important because it will attract or repel the people that you're looking for, right?
Yeah, it will. And you made a good point about the scalability.
Another thing that you could do that I look at a lot now is the next door.
Yeah, next door is good.
I really look at that when I'm looking for caretaker, and there's a guy that's really making a really good name on the one here in San Antonio. His name is George, and he just has got such a big presence. And what he's doing too is volunteering, like with some elderly people.
Yeah.
He volunteered to just go fix things, and then these people would write about him, and so he's really big at that.
There's one problem with Nextdoor is that it's a very small neighborhood that you're in.
But there's like,
but you can't advertise, and I think the advertisement goes out further. I'm not sure.
I don't think
how
you
far.
can say here, I'm here, I don't know, but other people can write about you.
Right. But I think when you advertise, you go out
there's
further.
15 residents in my area, though.
Yeah.
That's not a small amount of people. And how big out do you want to go?
That's something that turned into my head because.
But I would get on all those sites like Angie's List and Thumbtack and have a Yelp profile and make sure it's all correct and it's all the same between all your profiles, because that's one thing Google looks at also for credibility, is that your information is consistent all across everything on the web.
Okay.
There's another Aaron company that I can't think of the site, but it's
there's a bunch. You know what? Look up Handyman Services and all the directory sites that go in the first 2 pages. Those are the ones you want to be on.
There you go. That makes sense.
Those are going to be the top ones.
Okay.
And keep it seasonal, like Christmas time. Offer a Christmas thing, putting trees up, or or gutter cleaning, or spring thing. Like have an offer of some sort. Does that make sense? People love.
I like that idea about the YouTube, because I was toying with the idea of there's things that homeowners can do, and I could show a 1-minute video. Here's how you clean your outside condenser. You get a garden hose, you do this. It's quick, easy, and it puts the homeowner kind of in charge. And it's like what Sam was doing. It's a tidbit that's helpful.
Right. But it also gives you visibility.
Correct.
And that's what you want.
I would caution you not to educate them out of a job. Educate your job. What I would do instead is, instead of doing something simple, I would do a how-to video on something really complicated. This is how to whatever, and then at the end of the video, your time's probably more valuable than this. So if you don't want to do this, call me.
I like that.
You can do both. I'd say do both.
I like that.
But either way, at the end of the video, whatever it is that you're teaching them, be like, but let's be honest.
Because even if it's something simple,
call me.
But even if it's something simple, there are people that just are not going to do it.
Oh yeah.
So it's also educational as far as what to look for when you're hiring a handyman. Are they doing the job right? And even that, it doesn't have to be a how-to video, but it could be just who to hire, what questions to ask.
Okay.
and how not to get ripped off or,
Yeah. And that was the main reason I got into this, because I just heard so many bad stories about contractors taking money, and they're never even showing up, or they're there for days out, days in, and really nothing's going on. And it just,
I can tell you a story that I just got on this next door about how this lady's new bought a house, and she's getting conflicting stories about her exhaust system and heating system, and it's just yesterday I was reading that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Get out.
I mean, it happens day in and day out.
oh yeah.
You know,
I
it's
mean,
A
a
lot
lot
of the
of these,
vulnerable people, like single women, older,
yeah.
the older people that don't really have that,
yeah,
knowledge of who and
Okay, so
what.
I know a man who does auto repair, mobile auto repair, but he has a camera so people can actually watch him do the work, so they can see that he's actually doing it,
oh,
and not just saying he's doing it and doing maybe a little cleaning and closing the hood up.
all right. Well, thank you. That's a lot of stuff.
I think offering your credentials, because I like to know what you know. I don't normally know what people know, and proving to me what you're doing.
Right.
Like your background, your
Well,
credentials.
yeah, and I think getting reviews and testimonials, that's actually where on Google,
Oh,
on your Google listing, is where you can have them listed.
Yeah, I like that, reviews and testimonial, and then like a before shot and after shot.
And if they could do video, that's even better.
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Thank
a video testimonial. Or
But you
another
can,
idea for him, podcasting. You know, um, a lot of people are using that as a social media tool now, where you go on and you're talking about how you helped someone, and they come on and you know just different tips and ideas, like a podcast. You know,
yeah. So anything else for Orlando? Or have we covered everything?
Can I interject something a little old school?
Yes.
Orlando, the places that you do your great work at,
Yeah.
do you have any kind of policy for you or the three people that are working for you to go to the in both directions, to the right and to the left, go to the next either 5 homes or go to the next 5 businesses, introduce yourself, let them know about the customer that's thoroughly satisfied and you want to leave your information, and maybe there's something that they could recall right offhand that they certainly want improved in their place. Even if this helps you get 1 extra client from every other one that you service, and I'm sure with their referrals, etc., I'm sure over the course of 2021 it could surely add up.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I thought about maybe the sign in the front yard. Those
And
jobs done
also
by-
ask the homeowner, who else on this street
That's a good one.
do you know?
That's a good one too. Yeah, thank you guys. That's 2 great helpful hints. Yeah.
Because then you could go to them and say, hey, I was just at your neighbor so-and-so's house. And
yeah, word of mouth is real big. And
That's what I've
Yeah.
been doing, and it seems to
that's the
Yeah.
best.
keep us busy.
especially somebody being trusted to come in your house. Like, what are your policies? Because my mom's gotten taken by painters where she paid them $10,000, and they came one day and stopped coming.
Yeah.
So what is your pay policy too? Like making that clear to people. I mean, half up front and then the rest, or just really, like she said, ironing out your policies and payment stuff.
Okay.
Like, people want to trust that their money is gonna go to something and be, what kind of guarantee do you offer, or warranty or whatever,
Yeah.
Because I was a single lady for 10 years in my own house till my husband came. He could fix everything, but I was, that was a big fear of mine. Is, am I gonna get taken? Can I trust this person?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Good.